What is up, everybody, and welcome back to the Touchdown Talk podcast. As always, I'm your host, Ryan, and I am joined by this week and this week only, Tony. Well, not this week only. Every week, Tony's with me, but this week it is only Tony. Evan is in Ireland, so shout out to Evan. I don't know if he's watching this, but we will miss him, but it's just going to be me and Tony holding down the fort this week. Not a super thrilling week in the NFL. Only one game this week was within one possession, and it was a 1-point game between the Jets and the Bengals. So that just kind of goes to show you the kind of football that we were dealing with this week. Meanwhile, me as a Giants fan, I had to hop on Madden right before this and score 8 touchdowns with Cam Scadaboo against the Eagles. Dropped 80 points on their head just to make myself feel a little better after this most recent week. We really just can't catch a break. Meanwhile, Drake May is playing out of his mind, Tony, so you must be feeling good.
Yeah, I'm sorry, buddy. I just thought I just feel so bad, man. I feel so bad for you. Just comparatively, that's our two teams, like in the way our seasons are going. But I will let you know that the bad times will indeed end one day for you, and
Oh,
one
yeah.
day you will be good again.
Oh, I know it. I mean, hey, it's like
Hey,
losing
you
the
got a
league
quarterback,
neighbors.
bro.
Exactly.
I mean,
Yep.
it
We,
looks
we
like you
just
do, at least.
we just got to pray he can stay healthy. um,
Yeah, yeah,
and
right.
like the injuries extend even further beyond just Cam Scadaboo. Obviously, Malik Neighbors is out for the season, tore his ACL, MCL, shoulder, toe, everything in him is already broken. So
Yeah,
losing him is like, okay, that's a huge piece of your offense already gone. Now you lose your star running back or, rookie running back. Tyrone Tracy was still pretty good last year. I like Tyrone Tracy, so I don't think he's a terrible fill in, but man, just the chemistry between Dart and Scadaboo, you can't replace it. So, it's going to suck to be missing those guys, but we got some injuries on the defensive side of the ball too. So and we had Darius Slayton injured as well. So, we were trotting out little Jordan Humphrey on out wide at wide receiver. So that's just the state of our team right now. I'm just really hoping that Jackson Dart can stay healthy, and then we can come back next year and really knock things out of the park. We'll probably still have a decently high draft pick, although probably not top 5 because we already won a couple games that put us out of that contention. But who knows? I think the future is bright,
well,
even with the injuries.
I don't know, man. 2-6. I mean, and your schedule's still pretty tough, I believe, coming up. So, I mean, it's possible you
Yeah,
could
it
be at
is.
top five.
I guess are they 2-6? Did
Oh,
they won one more?
I
No,
thought
they
I
beat
could be wrong, but I thought they were 2-6.
Jesus. Um, no, they beat the Eagle. They beat the Eagles and they beat the Chargers, and that's it. And that's it,
Yeah,
right?
buddy. They're
So
they're they're two and
yeah,
six.
they're two
Yeah,
and six. So hey, we're still right there because the Jets won a game. So there's that.
yeah.
Justin Fields came out there, put the team on his back in the fourth quarter. Um, but let's just go through all these games, Tony, and break them down for everybody. Um, like I said, only one game that was even really competitive this week. There were some that were competitive, but only one singular one score game all week, including all the primetime games. But we'll start out on Thursday night. The Chargers absolutely thwomp the Vikings. Doesn't matter that Omarion Hampton and Najee Harris are out with injuries. Kamani Vidal came in and has just been going crazy for them and on the ground. They got a rookie tight end, Gadsden, who's going crazy. Meanwhile,
Yeah.
Carson Wentz just obliterated his shoulder. He was already playing through an injury, and now he's out for the season. So hopefully just in time for J.J. McCarthy to take back the reins, but I don't know how much that's going to benefit them anyway.
Dude, I don't know. I feel like the JJ McCarthy hate right now is so unwarranted. Like there are people coming out and absolutely dogging on the kid and saying he's awful and and they should have kept Darnold, which they should have. It was a mistake for them to
Well,
let Darnold walk, and it was also a mistake for them to not be aggressive for Aaron Rodgers in free agency. Um, they just sort of put too many eggs in one basket in McCarthy, and
mhm,
that is risky when you do that for a rookie. When you put all your hope in a rookie who didn't even play his first year, you know, it just seems like
exactly.
the expectations were way too high for McCarthy going into the season. So you can't really blame him. I don't think the hate is warranted for him right now because I just feel like we still haven't seen enough of him. I mean, granted, him being injured all the time is not good. Like, you don't want an injury prone quarterback. But at the same time, it's like, well, he's still like what, 20, 21, 22? I don't even know. But he's
I'm
still
not
super
sure how
young.
old he is. But yeah, I mean, you gotta have faith and like, I mean, people talk about it. Guys like Tom Brady, Peyton Manning talk about, you know, young quarterbacks kind of getting thrown into it and expected to perform right away. Um, when, it didn't always used to be that way. It was like, yeah, you have to learn and develop and yeah, probably lose a lot of games along the way. Um, so JJ McCarthy is just another example of that. You saw it with Caleb Williams last year. They really struggled and, they lost this week, but um, he's been sort of putting it together a little bit better this year and playing better. So, you got to give these guys time. But all that being said, like JJ McCarthy this season doesn't feel like he's going to completely turn this team around. They have a really rough start to the season with him being injured. So not only does he miss his whole rookie year, but now he's missed 6 games in 2025. So like, man, we have a sample size of 2 games with this
Yeah.
kid.
Yeah.
I say
I
kid,
mean,
he's
and
like
one
he's
of
like
them he
our
did
age.
play good.
And
I
he
know,
did he
right?
played good for 1 quarter out of
Oh,
those
that's
8
right.
quarters that he played, and it was that
Right.
comeback
That's
win
right.
against the Bears. So, that he has that, and obviously, he won a national championship at college. He's got talent, like, it's not like he's obviously anyone in the NFL has talent, but, you just haven't seen it at the level that you want it from your starting quarterback at this point. You saw better play from Carson Wentz when he was not hurt. He had some good performances in there too. Um, but yeah, man, they at the end of last season they had Sam Darnold and Daniel Jones on their roster, and look at how those guys are doing in other places now. So and trust me, I feel the pain of Vikings fans, um, as Tony is, you know, now has gone MIA for a little bit. But guys, I feel your pain, Vikings fans. Listen, I know how it feels to have guys leave your team, go somewhere else, and be incredibly successful somewhere else after you blew your chance to capitalize on their talent. So I totally feel you guys, and it's a shame. So we'll see how JJ plays when he comes back. Oh, oh, oh! Breaking news on the podcast. Literally just got notification on my phone. Tony, I'm gonna add Tony back because guess what?
Who got traded?
The New England Patriots just made a trade.
No,
The Pats
no. Who is it?
did it. So, all right. Well, it seems like more of an acquisition for the 49ers. The New England Patriots trade with the San Francisco 49ers. The 49ers are acquiring defensive end Keon White and a 2026 seventh round pick from the Patriots in exchange for a 2026 sixth round selection. Tom Pelissero reported on Tuesday.
Oh, so we're just getting a 6th round pick from.
That's
We're
all
sending
the
Keon White away
Keon White and a seventh round pick for a
for a
sixth
sixth
round
rounder.
pick.
I mean, that's okay, I
Okay.
guess, but I mean, Keon White wasn't really doing too much this year
Yeah, I
anyway.
guess not.
Uh, So yeah, I guess
Okay.
I don't know how I feel about that.
That's not the I mean, it's one of the very few breaking newses that we've had on the podcast, but hey, I mean, at least it's something. It's nothing crazy. Um, but yeah,
Yeah,
New
yeah.
England Patriots make a trade. Um, trade deadline is coming up, so we might see a few more of those in the coming days and weeks.
Yeah, most
But let's go
definitely.
ahead. We can keep talking about some other games that happened, some upsets. We had the Dolphins going crazy, man, against the Falcons, putting up 34 points, holding the Falcons to 10 points. Bijan Robinson fumbles the ball without even being touched. And the Dolphins just look like a completely different team, as well as the Falcons, really.
Dude, I was so fucking dead wrong about the Falcons before the season. Um I just honestly I just feel like an idiot. Like fucking that team is just coaching wise is just a mess. Like Raheem Morris, like what the fuck are you doing, man? Every time they watch the game and they turn to Raheem Morris, like it'll be like the craziest fucking like bad play for the Falcons, and you'll see Raheem and he'll just look like that, like the most expressionless face, and it's like, dude, like what the fuck are you doing, bro?
Mm. I
Oh
mean,
my
we
god.
said it before the game because I think we talked about this game a little bit last week when we just talked about Miami sort of falling apart. And I remember us saying, which Atlanta team are we going to get?
Yeah,
Are we going to get the Atlanta team that beat Buffalo, or are we going to get the Atlanta team that got shut out by Carolina?
yeah,
Like, obviously, we know how inconsistent this team is. It's so strange because they have so much good talent. I will say they were missing Michael Penix Jr. and they were missing Drake London in this game. But obviously, that doesn't explain your defense giving up 34 points to the Dolphins, who have been just like last week were completely dismal on offense. Albeit against the Browns, a really really good defense, but you saw the Pats put up crazy numbers against them. So
well, this is my thing about the Falcons. I understand that Penix wasn't in, and obviously that's a big hit for you. But my fucking problem is the fucking defense. Like you let Tua one eye fucking Tua. Because let's remember that his
yeah,
fucking eye was fucked up before the
he had like
game.
pink eye or something.
Yeah, you let one eye Tua come into Atlanta and beat you. He threw 4 touchdowns, 200 yards, no picks. He went 20 for 26 with like a 130 passer rating. And that's just insane to me. Like, how do you let that happen? And then to top that all off, you're playing against Miami, who has the worst rushing defense in the league. Not one of, no, it's the worst. Like, they're the worst rushing
Hmm.
defensive team in the league. And you know how many carries Bijan had in the first half?
I don't know how many.
5. They gave the
Jeez,
ball
dog.
5 touches to fucking Bijan in the first half.
That is
That's why I'm
absurd.
just
That
like,
is a complete travesty. I should
it's
have
just a
known that because I do have
ridiculous
him, but
like coaching affair on that team.
yeah, I think I remember seeing Tyler Algier having some carries. I don't know how many he had throughout the game. Algier ended up with the touchdown late in garbage time. But it's like, yeah, you have like one of the most dynamic running backs in the whole league. Like, why are you not playing him more against a extremely vulnerable run defense? And it's just like, I think the thing that helped Miami a little bit is they did get Ollie Gordon involved early. And I know this because I am a big supporter of Devon Achane, and I was like, why is he not on the field? Obviously, he's one of their most dynamic players. But I think having that 1-2 punch, Mike McDaniel talked about having that balance between those two guys. I think that was really big for them in establishing their run game on the other side of the ball. So I think having the threat of Ollie Gordon is like a bigger back, more of a power back. He's got some speed, but like, having him who's like the bruiser and then having A Chain still coming out of the backfield as the faster guy and the receiving back, like getting both of those guys involved. And we saw the success that Miami had with Mostert and A Chain a couple years ago.
Yeah.
And it seems like they're trying to emulate that again. You got Jalen Waddle playing out of his mind, although albeit inconsistent because the week before he only had one catch. But
That
and
was all Tua though.
yeah, it's on Tua, and it's partly playing the Browns, but it's just
That's
like
true.
that's an embarrassment from the Falcons. It's just it's unheard of
Right?
to just be that
Top three
inconsistent.
offensive line, top three running back, nasty wide receiver. Honestly, they just I love the Falcons. They just have like amazing players. Like I love
They
watching
do.
their players play, and it's just like it's just so upsetting watching them have no success most of these weeks. And
Mm-hmm.
Raheem Mostert, you need to do better, man. You need to do better, or you're gonna get fired. That's what it
Absolutely,
comes down
and
to.
you can't use injuries as an excuse. You got to be able to fight harder than that. If it was at least a close game, I could maybe
Yeah,
forgive it.
exactly.
But no,
Yeah.
alas, they got blown out by the Dolphins. A game that was a little bit closer throughout is the Bears and the Ravens. Ravens end up with a 30-16 point win. So another double digit deficit there for the Bears. Clutch interception towards the end of the game by Nate Wiggins, and Derrick Henry comes back into full form. 2 touchdowns. He ends up passing Walter Payton, if I'm not mistaken, for 5th all time
Oh
rushing
yeah,
touchdowns, like 5th or
yeah.
6th. I think it was 5th. Um, so I think that's huge for them. And Tyler Huntley gets a win as the backup, and it seems like they're going to get Lamar back. So are the Ravens back, Tony? Are they officially back with this win?
I think they. I mean, yeah, I think they might be. I mean, I'm not ready to like 100% like say they're back, but I mean, it's looking pretty good if you're Baltimore. I mean, Pittsburgh really hasn't run away with the division like people originally thought, and you're only like a game or two back from them. So if Lamar comes back in due time, yeah, they definitely could be coming back and putting up a real competition for that division. So, um, but definitely a crazy turnaround game for them.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. I think it'd be interesting to see how many teams that started out 1-5 are able to make the playoffs, because that is a notably bad start for the Ravens, and for them to overcome that, if they're able to, would be massive. I mean, the fact that they won this week and then everyone else in their division actually lost.
Yeah,
Steelers, Bengals, and Browns. Not that the Browns are much competition anyway, but still, you obviously don't take anything for granted. And yeah, like you said, they're only 2 games back from Pittsburgh in for the lead in the AFC North. Um, yeah, so that division is fully up for grabs. Um, a division that is also up for grabs would be the AFC East. The Bills are right,
I don't
as
know
much
about
as
that.
The Pats are number 1, and that's unexpected. Yes. But the Bills are right behind them, only 1 win behind them, knocking on the door, and the Pats have not had their bye week yet. So as long as they keep pace, as soon as the Pats have their bye week, the Bills have a chance to tie their record technically. Although even if they're tied, I believe that they would still be
The Pats still
second.
have it.
Yes,
Yeah,
because they have the head-to-head win. But the Bills get a very much needed win against the Carolina Panthers, 40-9. Andy Dalton plays like Dookie in this game, filling in for Bryce Young. I don't know if things would have been much different with Bryce Young, but James Cook
no, no way.
just runs all over Carolina, and has a insane day. I saw something that he is the first Bill to rush for 215 yards or more since OJ Simpson.
Yeah.
So that's it depends on the context, but in this context, I'd say that's pretty good company to be in. If people mention your name in the same sentence, that's a pretty good thing. In this context at least. But yeah, big win for the Bills and keeps them, keeping pace with the Patriots. Meanwhile, the Patriots end up with a 32-13 win against the Cleveland Browns on a day when Myles Garrett has 5 sacks, setting a record for the most in one game by a Brown.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, you know it.
So, but before the
And
game,
I think Drake May he looks like the greatest quarterback of all time.
bro, y'all are not
I'm
allowed to
leaning
have the
towards
two greatest. That's not allowed, bro. There's no
yes,
way.
but oh my god, what dude, I can't even I mean I always thought Drake May was good. Even last year when people were for some reason some people out there were saying he was bad. I was like, you're fucking crazy. This kid looks amazing. And he's just his playmaking ability was just always insane to me, but I did not like for a second I did not imagine this in the second year. He looks like he's been in the league forever, and already like an MVP candidate in his first season with Vrabel, which is just insane to me. He that second half he came out against the number one defense in the league before this game. He went 8 for 8, 115 yards, 3 touchdowns, and a perfect passer rating.
Dang, bro.
Which is something that Brady has only done probably like less than 5 times in his career, even with all the comebacks that Brady has. Just insane to me.
Yeah,
Insane.
he's playing lights out, man. It's just like unprecedented levels of play from a guy in his second year in the league. Yeah, like you said, 282 passing yards, 3 touchdowns. He does throw a pick, but you're gonna have one of those once in a while.
Yeah.
75 completion percentage. Um,
He
yeah,
leads
man,
the league
just
in completion percentage. He leads the league in passer rating. I think those are the only two things he's leading in. He's fifth in uh, pass yards right now, but he's only like 100 behind
mhm.
number one. They're all pretty close.
I
So
mean, he had a insane throw to Kayshawn Booty. And
yeah, the long
amazing
ball.
catch by Booty as well, like over the shoulder, perfect in the
Yeah,
breadbasket, dude. Like, man, just a beautiful thing to see. If that's your thing, man. If you like football, then you like watching Drake May play because it is a beautiful thing. That D ball is insane.
right, dude. And he's
Yeah,
like, that's why people are starting to like gloat on him. Honestly, is because he like his deep balls look so like best in the league. Honestly, like that's how good they look. Um,
yeah, completely unreal.
yeah, and he's making Booty into a superstar. He just I don't know. I just could not. I I mean, you were with me before the season. I was like, put $10 for the Pats to win the Super Bowl. Put 10 for May to win MVP. One of those things will happen. But
Yeah,
I mean
yeah,
I was honestly fucking joking, but really like it's looking like one of those seasons like that. You know what I mean?
yeah. Honestly, it really is. I mean, I would be if I'm the Broncos, if I'm, the Chiefs, if I'm oh shit.
Oh shit.
We got more breaking news on the pod. Oh my god. So the Pats are making more trades as I'm not even getting this from the NFL app. Evan is texting us. Evan
Yeah.
is breaking news on the pod without even being on the pod. He says Pats trade Kyle Duggar to the Steelers. It's all
Yeah.
the Pats are making moves tonight. They just chose this night, and on a night where we're talking about them extensively, just making moves, man. Wow.
I like this trade for them.
Meanwhile,
Duggar
all
recently
everything,
lost a starting job.
yeah, he just like I mean, he's been a good player.
He
I feel like
he
that is a
used
good
to
move
be.
for the Steelers.
He used to be, but this for some reason he didn't look great this season. So I mean,
He hasn't
maybe they
played this
did get rid of
season.
him. Duggar?
I don't think he's
No,
played this season. He's been playing?
at the beginning of the season, yeah.
Okay. I mean, he's not a starter because he got
No,
like blackballed or blue balled or
yeah,
whatever you call it.
yeah.
It was like the preseason that they like sort of demoted him and sort of took away a lot of his playing time. And then he became a trade candidate like during the preseason. And then, wow, I mean, his name comes up now. That's just wild. Um,
I mean, I
it's
respect him for everything he
that,
did for
but
us, but it was
this
time for him to
feels,
go. I feel like.
yeah. I mean, I don't think that that's a huge loss for the Pats. Obviously, they're playing fine with him like not playing a prominent role, but it feels weird for the Pats to be sellers at this point. It feels like they should be making a big trade to like elevate things
to
even more. You
to
know what I
get that
mean?
one or a couple of playmakers you need to really just put you
Yeah.
right over that hump.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
honestly,
I
a
mean, it's still
trade
early.
for yeah, and maybe they're just acquiring some draft picks to make something like that happen.
Yeah.
But I still think their run game is a pretty big weakness. Like
Yeah,
they're still not
yeah.
great at running the ball. So potentially a running back trading for, a running back trade for Ramondre or something, or or maybe just play
Absolutely.
Travion. Like I don't know. He got some carries this week.
Well, he had his best game. He had 75 yards, which is pretty good. He
On
had a
like 11 carries,
very
right?
nasty fumble. Yeah.
Oh,
Very,
Travion
very,
fumbled. I didn't
very
even know
bad.
that.
Yeah. Very bad fumble at the end of the game. But,
Shit.
I mean, he's young. He's going to make those plays every once in a while.
Yeah.
But maybe maybe that's why the Pats have kind of been given the ball more to Ramondre, especially at the beginning of the season.
Mhm.
Even though we were all like, "What the fuck? What are you doing?" Which I still disagree. I still think you should have came out and given Travion more opportunity, especially with Ramondre continuing to have his fumble issues. But
Right now you
yeah,
got two
I'm
backs with fumble issues. Like what the hell?
yeah,
Like if Travion's fumbling too, then it's like, okay, you just have the same issue regardless of who it is, but just less explosiveness from Ramondre.
right.
I don't know. That's just
They need to get rid of they need to trade Ramondre. I agree with that. It's just
I want
hopefully you
to.
can get someone at least productive in return.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you don't want to just trade people away. You want to acquire people too that are gonna, actually help you out. Um, yeah, I mean, maybe someone like, I mean, Brees Hall has been someone who's been getting
Oh
rumored to
my
be a
god.
trade guy, but I don't know if they would trade him in the division. But it is the
Well,
Jets.
yeah, they're fucking stupid enough to. So that's just not even a Jets thing. That just seems like way too good to be true for me. Like
Mhm.
if we got Brees Hall,
Yeah, dog.
I would be scared if I'm in the AFC with the Patriots if we had Brees Hall right now. I don't know how teams would stop us. Like honestly,
Yeah, that would be huge for them. Maybe not him exactly, but a trade like that that's like, at least a half decent running back that could totally help them out.
Yeah.
Let's continue, and we could talk about, we kind of talked about Jets Bengals. We're already talking about the Jets. So, the one game this week that was a one-score game ended up being the Jets' first win of the season against the Bengals. Joe Flacco threw for 2 touchdowns. Actually, we had a rare Joe Flacco rushing touchdown on a quarterback sneak in this game, but it was not enough to thwart the Jets in a 15-point fourth quarter comeback. And it was actually Breece Hall that threw the game-winning touchdown to Mason Taylor in like one of the strangest play calls at the end of the game that you could think of. Just weird decision from them. That feels like a very Jets decision, but hey, it worked out. What do you think, Tony, about the Jets win? Does that make you scared at all about them?
Well, well, dude, even before that, he went for 2. Like they were down by like 15 or whatever, and Aaron Glenn they scored a touchdown, and Glenn was just decided to go for 2 for some reason. And at the time I remember being like, Aaron Glenn, you're such a fucking idiot, man. And
well, it worked out. They got
but
it.
yeah, it worked out for them. I mean, I guess that's why you choose to be aggressive in that scenario. It all finally worked out the way you wanted it to. And congrats to Justin Fields as well. He played a pretty bad first half, I would say, but then an amazing second half. So props to him, come out and finally get that win, especially after everything that he went through this week with Woody Johnson pretty much saying that his quarterback sucked ass.
Yeah, man, like that's got to feel so terrible. I mean, he came out, Justin Fields talked about after the game about, he's like, I found myself crying in my closet this week, just with everything going on. And it's like, hey, people make the jokes about, he's crying in the closet. This is what the being on the Jets does to a guy. And sure, maybe all those things are true, but you got to respect him being vulnerable to say that in that moment. And it's like, yeah, man, that fucking sucks. Being the only team with no wins and just feeling like you can't get anything going. And then you finally get a win, and it's in such a dramatic fashion. And it's actually the only thing that people even have it's the only thing anyone can even pay attention to, because there's no other games that were, down to the wire at that point. So it's like all eyes were on that game. So, it's got to feel really good for him to sort of get that monkey off his back and, get over the hump. So, props to him for leading his team that way. And, I don't know if we're going to see too many wins for the Jets this year. So they gotta take them as they come. You know what I mean? And props to Evan actually for picking the Jets this week in our survivor pool, or whatever you want to call it. Good pick. Evan has had a couple laser sharp picks in our survivor series on this channel, predicting the games. Meanwhile, me and you both failed miserably with our picks. I picked the Niners against the Texans. And you picked, who did you pick?
I decided to be ballsy and pick the Cowboys because I was just not sold on Denver.
Cowboys. Yeah.
Yeah. I wasn't sold on Denver before this game, and Denver finally showed up and really played what they
did
have been expected to play. So
yeah.
I mean, props to them. It only took them half the season, but yeah.
Right. I mean, hey, they're 5-2, or no, they're 6. Are they 6-2?
I believe so. And they're number one in the division and everything right now.
Yeah, I mean, they're 6-2, so they've been winning games, but they just haven't been like
super ugly wins for them, though.
Yeah, and it feels like I've seen some Broncos fans online saying it was nice to see the Broncos play a complete game. And yeah, that feels, pretty on the nose. Like the Broncos played that game all the way through. Bo Nix threw a pick on the very first possession, so there's that. But like after that, they didn't really
And
make
then
any
came back,
mistakes the rest of the
had a
game.
phenomenal game. The
Yeah,
rest of the game,
and they
yeah,
end up, playing a really a perfect game, and they never look back after that. The defense played really well, and both of us made the mistake of picking
of course they did.
against two of the best defenses in the NFL, in the Texans and the Broncos. So maybe that's
Yeah,
not a good recipe. Even if there are, the number one offense in the Cowboys going against the defense, defense wins
yeah.
championships, and I guess defense wins the survivor pool. So, we'll learn one day. One of these days, we're gonna learn from our mistakes. Um, but yeah, that was advertised as a shootout, that Broncos Cowboys game, and we didn't really get a shootout, but we did get quite a few points from the Broncos. And another game that was not a shootout was the Titans and the Colts. The Colts just totally dookied on the Titans, just like we all expected. Jonathan Taylor continues his absolutely insane run over in Indianapolis. MVP run,
Bro,
if you ask me, but he
as a
won't win. It'll be
Drake May and New England fan, I honestly agree. I think Jonathan Taylor should be front runner for MVP right now. For some reason, he isn't. For some reason, Mahomes is number one.
mm-hmm.
I don't know why. Personally, I don't know understand how Taylor isn't number one. He's on track to beat or eclipse LT's record for most touchdowns. So, and
I
he's on
think if
pace
he
to
were
rush
to,
for 2,000.
yeah, I think if he rushes for 2,000 and then sets the touchdown record, like I feel like you
He
have no
has to win it.
choice but to
Yeah,
give it to him. But so we look at passing yards in the league. Patrick Mahomes is now number 2 behind Justin
Herbert
Herbert.
is the one. Yeah,
Which we talked about this last week, but I wanted to see touchdowns and not yards. But you know what? I'm getting yards, but let's go ahead and
for like you mean like just total touchdowns for any player, or you're talking about passing
I'm saying
touchdowns?
passing touchdowns. Because I
Okay.
thought, okay, so Patrick Mahomes and Matthew Stafford are tied for first place with 17, while Aaron Rodgers and Dak Prescott and Justin Herbert have 16. They're all three tied for second place. So there you have it. Or I guess it'd be tied for third, but whatever. So Patrick Mahomes leads the league in passing touchdowns, and he also is second in the league in passing yards. So there's, a decent case for Patrick Mahomes as MVP as well.
Yeah, but
Whereas
I mean,
Drake
only
May,
has one over Dak and Herbert, and Drake May has 15 as
Drake
well.
May
Like,
has
it's not like
15.
Mahomes is
So
running away with it.
no, he's not running away with it. And I'm also a believer, I said this last week, that it's not the award of who has the most passing yards or most passing touchdowns. Um, if anything, I'd say Herbert is quietly a solid MVP candidate. His team's winning games. He leads the league in passing yards, and he has the second most passing touchdowns. So,
Yeah,
it's literally Mahomes and Herbert are like swapped for second and first place in each of those categories. So if you're going to talk about Mahomes, if you're a stats guy and you're just looking at stats, you got to talk about both of them because they
yeah,
do feel like they're very comparable in that way. But I also think that, Mahomes is just going to have a lot of eyes on him just because of the caliber of player that he is and has been for, years now. That being said, um, it almost kind of feels like Mahomes has to do a lot on his own. The Chiefs end up beating the Commanders this week 7-28, a 3-touchdown victory. Mahomes finishes the night with, I believe he had 2 passing touchdowns and he had 299 yards, if I'm not mistaken. He ends up with 3 passing touchdowns, which I thought did Kareem Hunt have a receiving touchdown?
I'm gonna be
Because I
completely honest with you. Stopped watching that game after the second quarter.
Yeah, Kareem Hunt ended up with 2 touchdowns. One of them was a receiving touchdown. I thought that it was
Okay,
2
so
rushing
he did.
touchdowns, but yeah, so Mahomes had three passing touchdowns in a primetime win against the Commanders. You know, Justin Herbert has the head-to-head win against the Chiefs. I mean, if you're talking about between just those 2 guys, then honestly, I feel like Herbert has a little bit of an edge at this point, but I don't know. I don't know. It
It's
is kind of
so weird, man, because it's
it
like
is strange.
most valuable player. Like if you
Mm,
took Mahomes out off that Chiefs team, they would be. I don't
well,
say they won't
yeah.
be. They would be shit. They'd be
Oh, they would be
pretty.
shit.
With Andy Reid, maybe they would be a little below 500. But
Who's the backup?
I don't know. My point
Who's the
is,
backup?
I feel like Mahomes is more valuable than Herbert.
Um, yeah,
Like
I
if
could
you
say
took
that, but
Herbert off the Chargers, I mean, I don't know.
well,
It's tough. It's tough.
it definitely is. I think if you took Herbert off the Chargers, then you have Trey Lance at quarterback, and I don't feel great about that.
Yeah.
And I think if you take Mahomes off, can you see just the rosters on here? I don't know who the backup is in Kansas City,
I
but let's
forget.
see.
I know Billy Zappi is there now. He ain't the backup, but I think he's like third string.
Let's just say it's Bailey Zappi. I mean, how do you feel about the Chiefs with Bailey Zappi at the helm? Like, that's just not
Oh, they'd be fucked. Oh,
nothing's gonna
Gardner
happen there,
Minshew.
Okay, Gardner Minshew.
That's the
Honestly, I
backup.
feel,
Oh, that's actually
he's
that's not
alright.
that bad. Yeah, that's
He's
not bad.
alright. Yeah.
For a backup, that's not bad.
Right. All things obviously, you don't want that situation, but yeah, I think that's a pretty good case for Mahomes as the MVP because if you take him away, man, like, that team is just in the
Yeah.
shitter. But
I
I
hate to
think
fucking say it, but yeah.
I mean, you could also say when they didn't have Rashee Rice, when they didn't have Xavier Worthy, they were much
They
worse
look like
off
shit.
then as well, and they were losing games, right? So, if you play that with Mahomes, then you kinda gotta play it with other players on that same team too. If you take away Travis Kelce and it's a team sport, so, how can you say this? But, like, take away Travis Kelce and the way that Mahomes and Kelce play together with Kelce just, like I feel like he just knows and is able to anticipate what Mahomes is gonna do. Kelce against, like, zone coverage finds a way to just find the soft spot in the zone. You hear people, announcers talk about that all the time, finding the soft spot in the zone, and Kelce is one of the best ever at doing that.
That's literally it.
So
Because he's not fast. He's not a great blocking tight end, really.
mhm.
He doesn't like amaze you with his like catching ability. It's literally just
And honestly, I
him
don't
and Mahomes being tight,
right,
and he
it's the
knows what to
backyard
do
football
every.
stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
exactly.
honestly, I don't even feel like he has that Gronk energy to him where, like, he's gonna
No,
totally, like, obliterate a guy too. Not that
no,
he's not
not even
strong, obviously, I'm not
close.
saying he's not strong, but, like, he doesn't have that level of, like, strength and, like, moxie to him, I guess.
Not even
You know, I
close.
I don't know, like, yeah, like, that's his biggest strength is his route running and his feel for the defense is, like, Kelsey's biggest strength. So, honestly and then Mahomes' style of play is to sort of extend plays and play that backyard ball, you know, in certain circumstances. So those two styles of play go really well together. So take away Travis Kelsey and then see how Mahomes is. Which we've kind of seen that with Noah Gray as the tight end too, and they've had some good connections as well. But
I
I don't
feel
know.
like Kelsey on that team is like probably like the least the that's like the best case scenario. If you were to lose any player on that team right now, I would say him. Because at least with Noah Gray, you still somewhat have kind of similar offense, but
Hmm.
we saw what happened to them when they lost Worthy and Rice, and Pacheco's not doing great, and all those guys to me feel more important than Kelsey at this stage of his career.
Right
So,
now, probably, yeah.
but
I mean, and then
yeah, they're just
let's see. I mean, you look at Herbert and then the way he kind of like he, we talked about Quentin Johnston and the narrative around him when he started his career of just him being a guy that drops a lot of balls and not a great receiver. He's kind of turned Quentin Johnston into something at least in the first handful of games. And then I don't think he had a catch last game, even in a blowout win. But you can see Herbert elevating guys around him like Quentin Johnston, like Josh Palmer when Josh Palmer was there. You got Lad McConkey and Keenan Allen there right now, who are, good players in their own right, but even like Oronde Gadsden, that is
yeah.
just playing out of his mind right now. Um, you need someone to deliver the ball to guys like that, and they just have a great connection. It's just freaking really cool to see. So, yeah, I think we might have to start talking about Herbert in that conversation too, just
Yeah.
because of the numbers he's putting up. It's
I mean,
freaking absurd.
it's
And
gonna
they're playing the
depend
Titans this week.
on. Okay, I was just gonna say it's gonna the end of the season. It's gonna depend also like who has the better team. How many wins
Yeah.
do the Chargers end up with? Because they got a tough road ahead of them. So in that division,
Yeah, I don't think they've played the Broncos
I
yet. So they play
no,
the Broncos twice more, and they play the Chiefs again at some point. So I'm not sure
yeah.
who their other opponents are, but I think, well, they already played the Colts, right? And that means they're gonna have to play the Jaguars, and they're gonna have to play the Texans.
Which even those are like. I mean, I'm not gonna say
Jags,
they're tough matchups, but they can be
the
definitely.
Texans could be with that
The
defense,
Texans defense can be, yeah.
and the Jags can be as well with the way they've been forcing turnovers, and then they've had some
Yeah.
inconsistencies too, on the offensive side of the ball. Like just they had their big win against the Chiefs, and then they pooped the bed against the Seahawks, and then they had their bye. So hopefully maybe they can get a little
Oh,
healthier, but we'll see.
I don't know, bro. They actually did play the Broncos and they beat them. That
Who?
was the game they beat them by a field goal. The
Oh,
Chargers.
oh, the Chargers. Yeah, they did. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Actually,
And they beat the Chiefs, so like
those are huge wins.
yeah,
Those are
they can win.
absolutely massive.
It's still going to be tough for them cuz they got Philly, Jacksonville, Pittsburgh, Kansas City again, Denver week 18, Houston the week before that. They got a lot of tough matchups, so
Hmm.
but still, they if they can win these division games, it could
Yeah, I think
happen. I
those are
mean,
going to be
that
huge for
division's up in
them.
the air.
Totally. That's one of. I mean, we talked about this before the start of the season. It's one of the most competitive divisions in football, and we
Yeah,
talked about both of those defenses, Denver and Houston, playing against each other this week. Houston's got the worst record, but still has the number one defense when it comes to points allowed in the league. So we'll see if Denver can repeat that insane offensive performance they had. Meanwhile, Kansas City's playing Buffalo at 4:25. That always seems to be a 4:25 game
yeah.
on
Well,
CBS
yeah,
with Tony
of
Romo on the
course it
call, I'm sure.
is. Of
It's always
course it
yeah,
is.
it's that, and it's always damn Tony Romo. And we talked about this like a little bit, but what the hell was he on Sunday? Calling that Cowboys game. Like he was like at one point he said tushy pushy, and then
Yeah,
he was
yeah.
like
And then he laughed like
he's
a
kinda
little
like
girl
giggling
after.
to himself, and
Yeah.
I'm like, is he okay? Like, what is going on? He was just kind of like he was wilding the whole time. And he was saying they said 6'7", like him and Jim Nance were like Tony Romo was trying to say 6'7" to sneak it in there. I was like, okay, this is weird. This is a
Dude,
weird
I'm glad
broadcast.
I'm glad you said something about that to me, like during the game, because I remember listening to him through like Red Zone, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Is this dude like fucking drunk or
It's
something?"
just
And then you
strange.
texted the chat, and you were like, "You said that," and I was like, "Okay, so it's not just me." But I'm glad we both
Yeah.
noticed that though.
I don't know. Tony Romo is like sometimes I love him and sometimes I really don't. I'm just very I don't know how I feel about him as an announcer. As an announcer. I think Jim Nance is like
Commentator.
as a commentator, yeah. Like Jim Nance is perfect to sort of balance him out at times
Yeah,
because Romo's just like I don't know, he's just wild. Tony
yeah,
Romo was in our fraternity, Tony.
yeah. I know. I
So
know.
hey, maybe we have an in. Maybe we can get him on the pod.
I no. I love that you said that because like I couldn't agree more. Like you get like I remember that first year when
Hmm.
Romo became a commentator and he commentated that AFC East Championship game, Kansas City and New England, and that was an insane that was just an insane game called by him. I remember he would
Hmm.
like point out plays before they would happen,
Yep.
and he would be like, "Okay, well this is what the scheme looks like. This is what's gonna happen," and then it
Yeah.
would happen in that exact way. So
Yeah.
he has the ability. It's just like,
He
but then
knows
some
ball.
days yeah, yeah,
He definitely knows ball. And I think I remember something about CBS was like mad at him or something because he wasn't like studying enough
I think
film
that's his problem.
or wasn't doing
I
enough homework. But then he
I feel
goes
like
and
he's
then
not
he
coming in prepared. Sometimes.
yeah, like I mean he is the color commentator. So he's kind of just like winging it and just trying to have fun, which I guess is okay. Like but clearly he has the ability to understand the game well enough to predict plays and like
Yeah,
if you're that intuitive with it, you know, he probably feels like he doesn't need to do as much homework, but I don't know, it's like, yeah, you know, guys like um Troy Aikman, guys like Chris Collinsworth, even like Kirk Herbstreit, you know, they do their homework, man, and they do the interviews with the players beforehand and all that, and they're very knowledgeable about things, and they'll reference conversations they had with players during the week and all that. And that's nice to hear. I'd rather hear that than freaking 6'7" or tushy pushy, whatever the hell he's talking about. Um, but you know, obviously Romo has those moments too. I
right.
don't know. I don't know,
Absolutely.
man. Just
I,
just really weird.
yeah, very interesting. But
Um, the one game we
what
didn't
game
talk
was he?
about. Go ahead.
I was just gonna ask, what game was Romo commentating?
It was
I
the
forget.
Cowboys game. Cowboys
That's right.
Broncos. Yeah,
That's right.
in
Okay.
the late window.
Yeah.
Um,
Uh,
the one game that we did not touch on yet, the very last one, is Packers Steelers. Packers get a big win on Sunday Night Football over the Steelers. Aaron Rodgers cannot defeat his old team. He will not be one of, I
five
think it would,
quarterbacks.
5 quarterbacks to beat every team in the whole league.
I believe
You,
so.
you predicted what I was going to say. Okay. Then, yeah, no, he doesn't get it done. Jordan Love is actually the first Packers quarterback since Bart Starr to beat the Steelers in Pittsburgh. Whoa. Holy shit. So big win for the Pack. Steelers lost as soon as they walked in wearing those god awful uniforms. I was like, what the hell is going on over here? What is with the all yellow uniforms? Like this does not need to happen. We don't need to do
I don't know.
this.
I'm glad that the Pats still wear those, so I'll say that.
Man,
This looks
dog,
fucking awful,
if the
especially at home too.
yeah, dude,
Like
like oh
imagine
man.
going to see a game and your fucking team runs out with those uniforms.
Oh, that's just rough. I mean, the Pats
Yeah,
look I mean the Packers looked better because they had all the whiteout uniforms, which I really
yeah,
like with the white
and
helmet. Like
their
those are
whiteouts are
nice.
pretty good. Yeah,
Yeah. So the Packers weren't even the home team and they got the better uniform matchup, but hey, that's just me. And that's the
and
deepest
they
level of
had
commentary we'll talk about that game.
the better fucking game as well. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
Parsons really like you could just see the effect that Parsons had on, like that game, like on that team. Like it
Yep.
was like any time like there was even remotely of a possibility of Parsons breaking through, Aaron was like, nope, he got rid of the ball so quick, and that
Hmm.
affected them so much
Yeah.
because you
He's
could
always uh done that. And I know firsthand, like he just has this way of disrupting games. Um,
yeah,
just a
even
quick
when he doesn't
update.
show up on the stat board.
Exactly. Even if he doesn't get there, he's always disrupting the play. Just want to update on the Pats trade for trading away Kyle Duggar. They trade away Duggar and a seventh round pick to the Steelers in exchange for a sixth round pick. So exact same thing as the Keon White trade. So it just feels weird. Let's just grab two extra
Oh,
sixth round picks, like as if that's gonna help. I don't feel like that does much for them.
oh, I thought they got a 6 and a 7 for him.
No,
I
it
maybe
says
I could have read it wrong, but
the Patriots are trading safety Kyle Duggar and a 2026 seventh round pick to the Steelers in exchange for a 2026 sixth round selection, per Tom Pelissero.
oh
Yep,
damn.
and that's the second one that they did tonight.
Yeah, so I guess you
So really
got rid
weird.
of both your
Yeah,
seventh round
and
picks, I
then
guess.
everything we said, Duggar was demoted to the second team after Vrabel's first preseason as head coach. He signed a 4-year, $66 million contract extension in April of 2024, but then obviously ends up getting let go less than a year later. So, or it'd be more than a year, but whatever.
Well, I
About a
mean,
year later.
like I said, I respect his time. Thank you, Duggar, for your time in New England and everything that you did.
He had
But
some nice plays.
yeah, but I mean, Jalen Hawkins, he looks nice. Did you see his
Oh,
interception
yeah.
on Sunday?
Yeah. That was
Insane.
nuts, dude. I think that trade goes to show how Vrabel feels about some of their young players in the secondary, like Jalen
Yeah,
Hawkins. You know, you wouldn't make that trade if you didn't feel confident about the guys that you do have. So
right.
it just, I guess if anything, you're just offloading all that money. I don't know if they might have like a dead cap hit or something, but like,
They
I don't know,
don't.
the
I
Pats
believe
already have so
they
much
still
money.
have. Yeah, they have like one of the most like cap space available, I believe, or they
Yeah,
did.
so it's like, why are you I don't know, it just feels I know it's not a guy that you really want, like, obviously Duggar is on the outs with everybody, but it's like, it feels weird. It just feels weird to you're not getting much, you're getting a 6th round pick.
Right. I maybe would have felt better if they got at least someone with at least some kind of a upside in
Dude,
exchange.
or even a 4th round pick, maybe,
Or yeah,
or something,
yeah,
like, really? For a
yeah,
guy that you're paying $60 million? You
yeah,
value him at a 6th round draft pick? That's how much you like, it's just weird. And you're not even gaining a pick, you're just upgrading your 7th round pick to a 6th. It's
yeah,
just I don't know, it just feels I don't think it's a terrible, terrible move, it just feels a little strange.
yeah. He was a 4-year, $58 million deal. Yeah, like you said. So
Mhm.
it had to be them just clearing up cap space, but even then, it still
Yeah.
doesn't make any much sense. But real quick, I want to say because I forgot to mention this before, but another thing about the Pats is sneakily their defense has been the last 3 games, I would say, crazy good, man. Um,
Yeah.
last 3 games, they've only allowed 9 points in the second half in the last 3 games in total.
Sheesh.
So they're
Wow.
sneakily becoming one of the better defensive teams. Like we thought Vrabel would elevate. Then they
Mhm.
came out at the beginning of the season. They looked pretty bad defensively, but since then they've certainly picked it up. So Good,
Yeah.
good on them. I mean,
And then,
granted, you played Cleveland last week, but even then, still, like, that's still impressive.
yeah, doesn't matter. I mean, you still gotta go out there and show up and play defense. So yeah, I mean, it was Cleveland. The week before that was
I think it
who
was
was
Tennessee.
Tennessee, and the week before that was Buffalo,
Oh,
right?
no, I think it was New Orleans before that.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so that makes a lot of sense,
So yeah,
but
all
still,
right.
but still, 9 points in three games in the whole second half. That's still pretty good.
Oh,
But
it's still remarkable. You're averaging 3 points per
per
half.
half,
Then
yeah,
at that point, you know. Um, but yeah, you're playing against Spencer Rattler. You're playing against Cam Ward. I mean, Ward is whatever unproven, but and then you're playing against Dylan Gabriel. I guess also
yeah,
unproven, but like you're not. It's not much there, right? So,
right, right.
um, but still impressive. But we'll see what happens when they
Well, they got
play.
Atlanta next week, and that's not the best. We shit on them a lot today,
Oh
but at
yeah,
least roster wise, they should be good.
yeah.
They're definitely gonna lose that game for a fact. Because
Who?
they're going Atlanta.
Okay,
I don't
they're
think they're
going
gonna
to
win.
Gillette.
Yeah, they're going to Gillette. That's my main thing is that it's an away game for you, and just after the
Hmm.
poor fucking performance last week, I mean, yeah, they could rebound and win that game, but I feel like the just maybe against any other team they would have had a better chance, but the Pats have just so much momentum right now with May.
Yeah, yeah. They absolutely do, and it'll depend if they're healthy, if they're back being healthy with their quarterback and wide receiver. Um, Pats have one of the best run defenses in the league, and we'll see if Bijan can bounce back after a rough performance last week against another AFC East opponent. Um, all that being said, you got your pick for Survivor this week.
I do
Evan
not.
Evan texted me his pick, and it is the Rams over the Saints, which I gotta say is a pretty good pick.
Yeah.
I am going to pick the Chargers over the Titans this week.
Okay. It's very good, sir. Um. Huh. I'm going to pick. Hmm. Uh, I want to pick something different from you got from Evan at least because we need to come back and be Evan. So
That's true. We're gonna have to pick different because Evan is now in the lead. He's 7-1.
yeah,
You're sitting at 5-3 after starting out 5-0, and I'm six and
yeah.
two. So, yeah, same for both of us. We're gonna have to pick different games from Evan if we want to win, to catch up to him, I should say.
All right. You picked the Chargers. You said.
I picked the Chargers. Yep. Hopefully, I have some better games this week. We got some Chicago, Cincinnati. Seems like could be competitive. Carolina, Green Bay, Indianapolis at Pittsburgh. I don't know. That
So
Kansas City Buffalo game, that's going to be the hot ticket item this week.
yeah, that's gonna be the best game.
I think Detroit, Minnesota will probably be a beatdown
Yeah,
on the
I
on the
think so.
Vikings.
Especially Detroit coming out off a bye. They're gonna be healthy
Yeah.
or
Oh yeah.
rejuvenated.
Oh, they're gonna dookie on the Vikings.
Yeah.
Thursday
Um
night, Ravens Dolphins. We'll see. An exhilarating
Ravens.
2-5 versus 2-6
That's gonna be a
matchup on
terrible
Thursday
game.
night. That's gonna suck. But Lamar might be back.
Thursday games have been awful this year, in my opinion.
We've had a couple good ones. We've had some
I
good
feel
ones
like
there.
At the beginning of the season, yeah, I'm like the
That
last
that
month
icy
though.
hot bowl was pretty decent.
Icy hot bowl.
Yeah. The Steelers, Bengals, Joe Flacco, and whatchamacallit.
Oh, yes, that was literally last week. Okay, so maybe I'm just maybe I'm thinking about something
I
else
mean,
then.
other than that, it hasn't been like too crazy.
Okay, I finally found the list. So you said Evan has the Rams, and you are picking the Chargers.
Who are you picking? You didn't say.
I am. You know what? I'm gonna go with the same thing as you. I'm gonna go with LA.
Okay.
I hate to pick the same team, but I gotta start stringing together some wins again, and I feel like that's the safest pick this week in my opinion.
Yeah, just get the ball rolling at least. It's
Yeah,
good.
I
It's
I'd
good.
I'd be I'll be shocked if the Titans win that game. So
Yeah. Yeah, I would too. My jaw would hit the floor.
yeah,
Justin Herbert, Lad McConkey, they're gonna connect for a touchdown this week. That's my lock of the week. Is Lad McConkey anytime touchdown?
anytime touchdown for Lad.
Bet on it.
How much money are you putting on it?
$100,000.
Wow.
Yeah. Yep. This
Did
video
I
is
tell
brought
you
to you
that?
by no.
Did I tell you that in my craziness before the season, I put $15 on the Pats to win the Super Bowl
I think you did. I
for
think you did tell
a
me that.
$1,000 payout?
For $15 for 1,000. What can you cash out now? If what does it give you an option to cash out for like 30 or something?
That is a very good
It
question,
might
but
be
I
too early
fucking
for
hope
that.
so. It's
But like
too early. I gotta wait until they make the playoffs at least.
yeah, like once they're a playoff team, then it might be like, well, you want to cash that
Yeah,
out.
yeah. Especially if they don't have a run game.
Yeah, they might not give you the out just yet. But hey, that's looking pretty good. I don't know about Super Bowl, but definitely a playoff team for sure.
Oh, that's lame. The cow shell was $15.
So
I
you
mean,
you could just get your money back if you wanted to.
what a bunch of
Nah,
lamos.
nah, you got to double it at least, man. There's no
Yeah.
way.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
very
absolutely.
conservative when it comes to betting, but man, I mean honestly, it'll ride it out. Let it ride out, and you've lived this long without that $15, so see what
Yeah,
happens,
exactly.
right?
Yeah, exactly.
Hell yeah. All right, Tony. Anything else you want to address before we wrap up this episode? We got some breaking news from the Pats this episode, and that was great. Very eventful. Good recap and preview for next week.
Nah, man. I think next week we will be officially halfway through the season already. So,
Yes, sir.
cheers to that.
Yep.
But
And happy Halloween to
yes,
everybody.
yes. Happy Halloween to all you fucking scary folk out there that we absolutely
Do you know
love.
what you're gonna be, Tony, for Halloween?
I am going to be a. I'm gonna be a I don't know, a fucking sad poor soul because I'll be at work. So
Oh man, dang, that sucks. Well, yeah, I work in the
yeah,
morning too, so hey, a bunch of workaholics over here. I will be a character from Office Space. That's what I'll be.
see, you're lucky. You work the morning though. I'm working in 4 to midnight,
Yeah,
so it's like
that's
my
rough.
Halloween is
That's
just
rough.
ruined.
But honestly, I mean, this is not even football related. This is life Halloween related. Nobody does anything since Halloween is on a Friday this year. It's not like there's not many like adult activities to do because all the adults are taking their kids out trick or treating on Halloween. So it's like a Friday night, but like no places are, doing shit because they want to give their employees off for Halloween so they can go with their kids and stuff. And it doesn't like last
Oh
weekend
yeah, I
was like the
see.
actual like the Halloween weekend that people
Yeah,
celebrated, and now all the adults are, doing some adult. Oh, look at me, I have kids. Look at me, I settled down. I have a family. Like what the? Come on.
well that's what sucks. What about the 20-year-olds? Like us
Yeah,
that don't have fucking kids.
exactly.
We're just fucked now.
Right.
We
Yeah.
pretty much just wasted a
No,
whole
no
our
one
whole
cares
fucking
about
year
us,
now.
Tony. No one cares about us 20 somethings. They don't give a
Yeah,
shit.
yeah. It's they're salty because it's because we're still in our prime. So
Yeah, some of us. I don't know.
we mean we're
Are they
all
in the
yeah.
room
Me.
with us?
What do you
Yeah,
mean?
I don't know if I'm still in my prime. I don't know. We'll
Oh,
see.
you're most definitely in your prime, buddy. You're what? What are you like 24?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Dude, that's honestly like the best age. It really is.
All right. I'm waiting for all the pros to reveal themselves. All right, y'all. Enough of this. Enough of this talk. But we will see you guys next week for our recap of week 9. We'll be halfway through the season. Happy Halloween. We love you. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next week.